gentlemen, and welcome once again to Math Magic. Today we're going to be adding two two-digit numbers using our number square. Before we get started, I have an important message for the mummies and daddies. It's so important that I'm going to be repeating this message at the beginning of every video. What we're doing in these lessons, adding and subtracting two two-digit numbers, is a very important step in the development of your child's mental math ability. Mental math is the ability to do calculations without the need for pencil and paper. I'll be linking below an article which I found very helpful to explain the importance of mental math, but some of the important things it provides are the ability to develop better concentration skills, better memory skills, a better relationship with math and numbers. It helps develop creativity because mental math uses the entire brain. It helps with the development of logical thinking. All of these are critically important. So for these next lessons, the most important thing is not going to be getting the right answer. The most important thing is to be developing the processes, understanding the relationship to numbers. So please, I know you know other ways to solve these sums. But if you teach your children these ways now, then they will find it more difficult to develop these mental math techniques. So please, let them make mistakes. It's okay. We will help them to get through it. They will be learning the traditional ways of adding and subtracting, don't worry. But for right now, please just stick to what we're doing. It would be really, really helpful. Thank you. Now, let's take a look at our learning sentences for this lesson. By the time we finish, you should be able to say, I can use my number square to help me add two two-digit numbers. I know how to divide a two-digit number into tens and ones to help me add it to another two-digit number. And I can cross a tens correctly when I am adding using my number square. So, are you ready? Well, let's begin. So, for this lesson, you are going to need your number square and your whiteboard and whiteboard marker. So, if you don't have these things in front of you, pause the video, go and get them, and continue when you come back. Okay? Today, we are going to be adding two two-digit numbers, and we are going to be using our number square to help us. I am going to write a sum on my whiteboard. Here it is. 14 plus 32. Now, write this sum on your whiteboard. What would you say is the best way to work out the answer to this sum? Very good. Most of you remembered that the best way to work out a sum like this is to start with the big number, not the small number, so the sum that we should be working out is not 14 plus 32, but 32 plus 14. Very good. Now, how do we start? Yes, we start by marking the number 32 on the number square. There it is. I have marked the number 32 on the number square. Now what? Yes, I could count 14 spaces, but there's a much easier way to do it. I need to divide the second number, that's this one, the number 14, into tens and ones. So, if I split this number, I have a 10 and a 4, because 10 plus 4 is 14. Okay, so I'm going to add each of these numbers separately. So I start with 32 plus 10. Now, if I'm adding tens, which direction do I go on the number square? That's right, I go down the number square to add tens. So, to add 1 10, how many squares down the number square do I go? Excellent. I go 1 square down. So 32 plus 10 is 42. Very good. So I've gone down the number square. Now, I'm not finished yet because I still have to plus 4. So which direction do I need to go in order to plus 4? Do I go up the number square? That's right, of course not. Do I go down the number square? Very good. You're absolutely right. That's not the way to go. Do I go that way? No, you're right. I don't go to the left. Do I go to the right? Yes. Yes, I do. I go to the right. So, 4 spaces to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lands me on the number 46. 32 plus 14 is 46. So if I take a look at what I've done, in order to add a 2-digit number, I need to go down and to the right on my number square. All right? Good. Let's try another one. Write this sum on your whiteboard. Very good. Now, how do we begin? First, we look carefully at the sum. Are we starting with the biggest number? Yes, we are. 41 is bigger than 26. So we're starting from the right place. We're starting from the 41. Okay, so let's mark the 41 on the number square. There it is. We've marked the number 41 on the number square. Now, we need to split the second number into tens and ones. So, we split 26 into 20 and 6, because 20 and 6 is 26. Very good. So now we're going to add these two numbers separately. So we start by adding 20. Now remember, when we're adding multiples of 10, which direction do we go on the number square? That's right, we go down the number square. We start by going down the number square. How many squares down? Yes, 2 squares down. 1, 2. So we've added on 61. So we've landed on 61. Now, we need to add the 6. So, to add 6, which direction do we go on the number square? Up, down, left or right? Yes, that's right. We go to the right. To work these sums out on the number square, we go down and to the right, just like we figured out before. So we need to go 6 spaces to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have finished on 67. 41 plus 26 is 67. Very good. Let's try another one. This is your next sum, so go ahead and write it on your whiteboard. How do we begin? Very good. We begin by looking for the biggest number. Are we starting with the biggest number? No, we're not. 52 is larger than 27, so we need to flip this sum around because we know that when you are adding, it doesn't matter in which order you add. There we have it. So now we are starting with the biggest number, and we mark that number on the number square, 52. So, to 52 we want to add 27. So what do we do next? Yes, we split the 27 into 10s and 1s. So 27 we split into 20 and 7. Very good. So we add each of these separately. We add the 20 and then we add the 7. So to add the 20, in which direction do we need to go on the number square? Yes, we go down the number square. How many squares down? 2. Very good. So let's go 2 squares down. Now we need to add the 7. Which direction do we need to go in order to add the 7? That's right. We go to the right. 7 squares to the right. Down and to the right, just as we learned. So 7 squares to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Takes us to the number 79. So 52 plus 27 is 79. Very good. Let's do another one. Your next sum is 65 plus 33. Write it on your whiteboard. How are we going to work out this sum? Very good. First, we look. Is the big number first? Yes, it is. 65 is larger than 33. So let's mark it on the number square. Now, yes, you're right. Now we split the 33 into 10s and 1s. So 33 is 30 and 3. And we add the two numbers separately. We go down for the 10s and to the right for the 1s. How many squares down are we going to go? 3. Very good. And 3 squares to the right. So 3 squares down and 3 squares to the right is your path. Go ahead. So 3 squares down, 1, 2, 3 squares down, and 1, 2, 3 squares to the right, lands us on the number 98. So 65 plus 33 is 98. All right? We've got another one to do. Are you ready? Here is your next sum. Write it on your whiteboard. Now, I'm going to go and have a cup of tea while you work this sum out. Okay? So, work it out and I will be right back. Was lovely. Did you manage to work out the sum? Excellent. Let's go through it. Now, first we look to see if the big number is first. No, it's not. 46 is bigger than 42. So, I hope the first thing that you did was flip the numbers around. 46 plus 42. Then we mark the 46 on the number square. There we are. Then we divide the second number into tens and ones. So 42 becomes 40 plus 2. So we remember our path on the number square. Down and to the right. 4 squares down and 2 squares to the right. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 squares down and 1, 2 to the right lands us on the number 88. Fantastic! Well done! For all of the sums that we have done so far, we've always stayed on the same line when we're moving to the right. That means we have not crossed a 10. For the next few sums that we're going to do, we are going to cross a 10. Now this shouldn't be confusing, but sometimes it can be. So we're going to do another 4 or 5 sums where we cross a 10 in order to practice. The important thing to remember is that you solve them in exactly the same way. So, here is your first sum. Write this on your whiteboard. Good. 16 plus 28. What's the first thing we do? That's right, we look, just like in the other ones. Do we have the largest number first? No. 28 is larger than 16, so we need to write this sum again with the largest number first. 16 plus 28 becomes 28 plus 16. Now we have the largest number first, we can mark it on the number square. Now we need to add our 16. But first, we divide it into tens and ones. You see, exactly the same as before. Okay, let's add the tens. To add 10, we go down the number square, just like we did before. Now we need to go to the right 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh-oh! I ran out of space. What do I do now? Yes, you're absolutely right. We have practiced this before so many times. When we finish on this line, we continue on this line. So, instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which doesn't make any sense, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we are. So we have landed on the 44. 16 plus 28 is 44. The important thing to remember is when you get to the end, you continue on the next line, just as we've done when adding in the past. This is nothing new. All right? Good. Let's do another one. Here is your next sum. Write it on your whiteboard. 39 plus 13. So, remember our steps. Look. Yes, the big number is first. So we mark the big number on our number square. 39. Okay, looked, we marked, now we split. We split the second number into 10s and 1s. Okay, so look, mark, split, and now we add. We add the 10s and 1s. We go down and to the right. And remember, this time we're going to be crossing a 10. So you need to continue on the next line just as we learned. Here we go. 10, 3, 1, 2, 3. So now we've landed on the 52. Very good. So 39 plus 13 is 52. Okay, here comes another one. Here is your next sum. 25 plus 46. Write it on your whiteboard. Okay, we remember the steps. Look, mark, split, add. Okay, so 25 plus 46. We look. Is the largest number first? No. So let's put it first. 46 plus 25. There we are. Now we mark. We mark the largest number on the number square. 46. Then we split. We split the 25. We split it into 20 and 5, just as we have been doing all along. So, after we look, after we mark, after we split, then we add. We add the 20 and the 5. Down and to the right, just as we've been doing. Don't forget, in these we're crossing a 10, so you need to go to the next line. Are we ready? So, 46 plus 20. 46, 1, 2, 20. Very good. Then we need to add 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've landed on the 71. So 25 plus 46 is 71. All right. Are you ready to do one by yourself? Okay, hang on, and the next sum I want you to try by yourself. Okay? Here is the next sum. Now you are going to do this one by yourself. So remember the 4 steps. Look, mark, split, add. Go ahead and follow those 4 steps to work this sum out on your whiteboard. I think I'm going to go and have another cup of tea. That cup of tea was lovely. So, did you work out the sum? When we look, we see that the 57 is the largest number. So, it can stay where it is. So then we mark it on the number square. Then we split the 37 into 30 and 7. And finally, we add the 10s and the 1s. 30 plus 7. 10, 20, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we land on the 94. So 57 plus 37 is 94. Very good. Here you have your last sum of the day, ladies and gentlemen, 28 plus 63. Now I want you to work this sum out by yourselves as well. Now, I'm not going to go and get another cup of tea because I've had too many cups of tea and now I need to go and do something else. Work it out until I get back. Better. So, did you work out 28 plus 63? Let's see. First, we look. Oh, look at that. 63 is larger than 28. So first, we flip that sum around. So instead of 28 plus 63, we have 63 plus 28. Next, we mark it. 63 on the number square. There it is. Next, we split the 28 into 10s and 1s. 20 plus 8. And finally, we add 20. We go down. 10, 20, and 8 we go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, landing us on 91. So, 28 plus 63 is 91. job, guys! I hope that you enjoyed this lesson on adding two two-digit numbers. Now you are going to do page 6 in Activity Book 2C. Remember the 4 steps. Look, mark, split, add. You do that page just the way we've been practicing. Then take a picture of it and post it to your portfolio on Class Dojo. Okay? Bye.